So you want to be able to bring something new into your space, and we have some different packages and different ways we can do this. One is to bring things in from Fab, and of course with Fab you have the opportunity to just load it into your library. But if you're bringing a package in from somewhere else, say the Synty assets that we'll use fairly regularly, that might come in a little bit different way. So let me show you how you want to take care of these things. So first off, you want to download your Synty asset. You can use the drive that we have all of our biomes set up in right now. I just recently got this arid desert right here. And first thing we want to do is extract it. So we're going to right click on that. We're going to go to extract all, and we can just extract it into the same folder. Now keep in mind, if you're on one of the Alienwares and you have D drive, you're probably just downloaded this to your C drive, your downloads folder there. And we want to make sure that we get it over to the bigger drive, so that D drive. If you only have one drive, then you only have one choice, so nothing to really worry about there. But if you are on one of the Alienwares, make sure you move this content over, otherwise you'll lose it. We are going to be moving this into your content folder here in a little bit, so just kind of keep that in mind. So one way we can do this is we can just, after unzipping it, we can open up our project, which I believe I have right here, and we want to drop all of our files that we want directly into our content folder right here. When you're looking for the specific files that you need, you want to go into the content folder of the package that you want to move assets over from, and you want to look for the folder that has the same name as the package you're going to be sending over. For the Synty files, this is the one you're going to want. So for Arid Desert, it's PNB Arid Desert, and it'll have all the different files for effects and materials, models, textures, things like that. So another way to make this work, other than just dragging over the files that you need, like you could just grab this whole file right here and just drag it right into this space. You don't want to put it into another folder really, but just drag it in here, and it should show up and ask you, do you want to import it into your actual project? But you may have to restart it one time just to make sure everything loads correctly. Now there's a different way to do this. If you go into this project, most of these Synty projects have an actual Unreal Engine project with them. So if you double click on that, we'll just make a copy here. We're going to open it up with 5.6. I think it was originally, this one was set for 4.25, but should open up in 5.6 without any issue. We just hit OK. And we're going to let this load up. Now, keep in mind, first time running through this, it's possible it might take just a tiny little bit of time. So I'm going to pause this real fast while I let this roll up. Okay, so our Arid Desert just opened up, and as you can see, there's a lot of little interesting things we can add into our level now. We've got a lot of different rock structures. We got some volcano stuff to play with here. We also have some kind of futuristic little pieces that can be dropped in and used in a lot of different projects. So you'll have a lot to work with here, a lot of effects and things if you decide to use this one. So let's say we want to move something over, or we want to move a lot of stuff over to our other project. So what we can do is go down here to our content drawer. We're going to go to content itself. We're going to go to biomes. And the one that we really want, like I said previously, is this PNB Arid Desert. This is the one that has everything in it. And what I want to do is I want to move this entire file over to my side-scrolling project. So I'm going to right-click on it. I'm going to go to Migrate. Okay, so it's saying like, hey, all this stuff is going to be moved over. Okay, so these are all the textures, all the materials, everything that you need is going to go with it. Hit OK. And then we need to say where we want it to go. So you can see choose a destination content folder. So this is where we need to go to our folder where we have the project we're going to move everything to. So mine, I believe, is on my D drive, and should be 5.6 projects. Here's my TGA side scroller, and I'm still going to put it into my content folder just like we did previously. I'm just going to drop it right here into the content folder, hit select folder. And let's see, an asset already exists. I might have already pushed this one in there, but I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, just overwrite everything that's there. Okay, yes. And this is going to start packaging everything together so that it can start moving it over. Usually this doesn't take too terribly long, so we can probably hang out through this. It's already at 43%. It's just ticking through all the other different pieces. you do want to make sure that you have everything kind of, other than your projects that are open, you want to have those, everything else turned off, but you will have 2 Unreal Engine projects open during this time. Moving that into your side scroller project, you might want to actually have the side scroller project turned off. Like you might want to have that one not currently running, but you want to have the one you're moving everything out of on for sure. But we're going to try this out with both of them on right now, and we should get a pretty easy transition over. Hopefully this will also take care of some of the issues with materials not loading correctly. Okay, said we had a little migration fail, but let's just take a look at it. So the other file, here's our side scroller, and let's take a look at our PNB. Let's see, here's variant side scroller, here's biomes that we have right there. And let's see what we got. Yep, that's our arid desert right here. And here's our jungle. This is the one we originally started off with. Let's take a look at our desert. Let's see if everything's here. So here's our models, props. Everything seemed to load up without any trouble. Let's go back and check also the effects, landscape material. Everything looks like it's loading up pretty well. It did load in a demo map, so if you kind of want to see how everything is working from there, although I'm not seeing the actual map itself. This triplanar for this material instance didn't quite load, so we might still have some things we have to go back in there and work with. But for the most part, everything looks like it's working okay. So if we need to, we have a couple different ways we can bring some of these elements in. This should help you out a little bit with some of the materials that might not come over. You might have to go back and reset some of the texture samples, things like that. But just kind of try something out real quick. Let's see if we can drag something from that new arid desert in and just see how it looks. Okay, yeah, there's another rock formation that we can add in alongside all of our jungle stuff that I currently have in this one. But remember, there's other biomes that you can pull from if you want to. And some of these just really go together well. So you can kind of blend them together if you want to add in another piece right here to kind of get a little bit different view of everything. Just kind of make it look a little bit, varied as you're working with these pieces. So a couple different ways to bring your assets into your project and give you some more things to work with. All right, we'll see you in another tutorial.